Well, guys, it is December 1st, and you know what that means. My Christmas movie challenge. That's right. From December 1st all the way to the 25th, I'm going to be reviewing a Christmas movie every single day. And on December 25th, I'm going to review my favorite all-time Christmas movie. Now, this is a challenge that was created by Julie Cassidy over there at Let's Talk Movies. Definitely go subscribe to her if you're not already. I told her that I would do the challenge as well. Just sounds like fun. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be a Christmas movie. It can, fall on Christmas. There can be some kind of Christmas event going on in the movie. But it doesn't have to be like, a full-blown Christmas movie, kind of like Christmas Vacation or anything like that. It could be any kind of genre, horror, comedy, whatever. So, it just sounds like fun, and I have a ton of Christmas movies that I want to talk about. But like I said, I'm just going to review one every single day. And my pick for day one of the Christmas movie challenge is Jingle All the Way. 1996 Christmas family comedy, directed by Brian Levant, or Levant, however you say that. It was written by Chris Columbus and also produced by Chris Columbus. Stars Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad. Basically about two rival fathers trying to purchase a Turbo Man action figure for their sons. And it's at the last minute during the Christmas season shopping spree that's going on Christmas Eve. Now, what this movie does is exposes the commercialization of Christmas. I mean, we've all seen it. We've all been there. I'm guilty of it. Standing in line for that precious item that's either going out of stock quick. You got to be there in line. You got to grab it quick because then you won't get your chance afterwards. Or an amazing deal on something that you've been wanting. Like I said, I'm guilty of it. I've stood in line before for something. And I've been to a lot of, Black Friday events where people are standing in line and then when they blow the whistle or whatever, everyone just goes crazy. It's like, a bunch of lions attacking a buffalo and starts eating it. It's crazy. It's like people are scavengers. I never really went to that extent. I just kind of sat back and just kind of gradually would grab something. I wouldn't be like, get out of my way. Even though people did run into me and I hated that. There's no manners, and they don't even say they're sorry. They just like bump into you, and you're just like, okay, I'm here, But Jingle All the Way kind of shows how crazy things can get during the holidays when you're trying to buy a certain item. And I love that. And in this case, it's an action figure. Now, this is the theatrical version and the extended director's cut on Blu-ray here. There are some extended scenes and stuff like that, but, overall, it's just a funny film, and I don't know, I like the characters, and I like the story on how this father, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, he is a workaholic. He's always late to his son's karate tournament. He's, never around the family really that much because he's always working. I mean, you got a great cast here. You got Phil Hartman, you got Rita Wilson, Robert Conrad, Jake Lloyd, Jim Belushi. Now, Jake Lloyd, I didn't care for him in Phantom Menace. But in this movie, I didn't really mind him too much. I mean, he's a kid. He's been through a lot of crap during his life because of this. I don't blame him at all. A lot of people crap on him, and I feel for him as a child actor. It would be really hard to go through life, acting on the big screen, and then people just not liking you. I don't know how I would handle that. I mean, honestly, that would be tragic for me. But anyway, I thought he was all right in this movie. It was fine. Music by David Newman, and this has some pretty good music in this movie. But yeah, this movie had like a $75 million budget, made $129 million at the box office. And here's the thing: it has like a low percentage on a lot of sites as far as the ratings go, and it even had like negative reviews. I mean, when I first saw this movie, I thought it was great. I was so entertained, and the thing is, it's funny because this is like the fourth film, I believe. I believe this is the fourth film where Arnold Schwarzenegger, he appears as a lead in a comedy film. Because first it was what? It was Twins, which was 1988. Then it was Kindergarten Cop, 1990. Then it was Junior, 1994. So, I mean, yeah, this would be like the fourth film as far as a comedy goes. And I think Arnold Schwarzenegger is funny. I mean, the guy, it's just his accent and just the way he talks. He can be really, really funny. And I say the same thing about Stallone. I think Stallone can be funny. A lot of funny movies. He does a lot of funny roles. Like Tango and Cash was great. Rhinestone was great. There's a lot of good ones there. But Chris Columbus basically rewrote the script because it was written by Randy Cornfield, and Chris basically had a vision of what he wanted this movie to be like because he had an experience with a certain item during Christmas, and he thought of this kind of thing, like, people going crazy for a certain item. Like I said, the commercialization of Christmas. But, Schwarzenegger was on board and Sinbad. Now, the thing about Sinbad is, what's interesting is Joe Pesci was in line for this to play Myron Larrabee, which is the other guy, the mailman, pretty much. But, Joe Pesci was going to do it, and then, they wanted Sinbad. Actually, I believe it was Chris Columbus who wanted him. But, Sinbad was going to audition for the role, but he left somewhere to do something. I forgot what it was. And he came back and auditioned, and he pretty much got the role. Now, they didn't want him to tarnish his good, family sort of humor that he usually does, but there was nothing wrong with the role he played here. I mean, this is a family film. It's not really raunchy in any way. I think he did a great job, and, he basically, he's not really a villain. He's kind of misunderstood in his own way, but whatever happens at the end, it's sort of you sort of see him as a villain. But Jim Belushi, he's the little part that he has. I mean, it was good to see Jim Belushi and Schwarzenegger, because they were together in Red Heat. So, again, here they are. I love that, and Jim Belushi plays this criminal Santa Claus that scams people. That was pretty cool. But yeah, this movie, it's just one of those fun. You could even say it's like a Christmas adventure because he's going on an adventure trying to find this toy, this Turbo Man toy that's really popular. And so, like I said, if I get back to it, he's a workaholic. He misses his son's stuff. He comes home, asks what his son wants for Christmas. He wants a Turbo Man. He's basically holding the Turbo Man right there. It's an action figure. It's a toy. I mean, we've all been there. I've been there. I've wanted action figures and stuff. I mean, Power Rangers and things like that. But there's a TV show, and that's how Jake is. That is how he is familiar with Turbo Man. The character he plays, Jamie, but Turbo Man is a TV show, and therefore they have this really hot new toy item, which everyone wants. Everyone wants Turbo Man. I mean, it's to the point where you go to the store and there's like an end cap of Turbo Man, and all of them are gone except for the other figures. There's like Booster, and then there's like yeah, I don't remember who else there was, but I think it was Booster. But they yeah, that's the thing, they don't no one wants those figures. They just want Turbo Man. I just I think that's hilarious. But so he wants a Turbo Man, and then Arnold is basically backed into a corner because he didn't get him one. So there again, he's missing his son's karate tournament, and he's always missing out on the family stuff. And there again, he missed basically what his son wants, and it's a Turbo Man. So he decides to go out early the next morning and go Christmas shopping. Whoa, nothing like waiting till the last minute, Howard Stern. So what'd you get him? One of those Turbo Mans. Oh, that's great. I got a Turbo Man for Johnny months ago. It's nestled safely under our tree. Anyway, Phil Hartman, great, rest in peace. He was so funny in this movie. Hey, Howard, you might want to wrap some chains around those tires later. Maybe I should wrap some chains around you. What? Oh, God. Put that cookie down now! Who told you could eat my cookies? Oh, these cookies! I gotta get the recipe from Liz. I think she's in the shower, Howard. You want me to go check? No! On your way out. Tell her I'll be home in a little while. It shouldn't take that long. Oh, she don't worry. I'm here, and all he's cooking. This movie's great, man. Come on. So basically, he goes out on Christmas Eve, waiting to the last minute. He sets out to find this toy. He goes to all these different kinds of toy stores, everywhere sold out. The employees can't help. Everyone is scrambling trying to find one. He runs into Myron Larrabee, played by Sinbad, who is a postal worker, and he's doing the same thing. And once he meets him, it's like they get along, but then they're trying to compete with each other, trying to get a Turbo Man. It's like, who's going to get it first? And it's like throughout this movie, they're always running into each other, no matter where they're at. But man, Arnold, he goes through hell trying to find this figure. I mean, he goes to this warehouse where these scam artists are trying to sell these toys that break and stuff. I mean, he goes to the mall and they have this drawing where you get a ball, and the ball is if you get the number or whatever, you get a Turbo Man. And there's this mishap that happens at the mall. This radio call-in contest, he calls in and find out it's just a certificate for a Turbo Man. Like, he goes through all the steps. He goes through hell. Like I said, it's just, you kind of feel bad for him in a way. But then again, he should have been on top of his game. He should have been there for his family to begin with. He should have, took a little interest in what maybe his son wanted and got it early. Then you have kind of like the side story where Phil Hartman's character is trying to get with Arnold's wife, Rita Wilson. He's trying to get with her. Basically going over to their house, helping with the cookies, putting the star on the tree, because Howard's never home. Arnold's never home. He's out doing the shopping, and here's Phil Hartman trying to move in on his wife. There's that whole story there. But that's basically the film. It's like they, trying so hard just to get one thing for his son. I mean, that's dedication. It really is. You have to give him some credit. But, yeah, like I said, really good cast in this. And just all over the place, you can kind of relate to what these characters are going through. And it happens everywhere. Even though this year, Black Friday was a little bit different. It was actually a sigh of relief that Black Friday wasn't as crazy this year because of the virus and all that stuff. But this movie draws inspiration from the demand of Christmas toys such as Cabbage Patch Kids, which I remember, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, basically the late 80s, early 90s, where you have, intense searching and occasional violence among shoppers who are finding toys. But anyway, yeah, just a great movie. I really love when Christmas time rolls around. This is definitely one on my list that I have to watch. And I showed my kids this movie, and they love it. I mean, I'm not going to spoil everything, but, the third act, something happens to where they bring Turbo Man to life. I mean, it's an actual person, and Arnold gets in that somehow, where, he wants to prove to his son that he's not a failure. And the way he does it, or tries to do it, it's something that every kid would want. Let's just put it that way. It's something that every kid would want in their family. I would. If I was his age, I would look at it like, oh my God, that is so awesome. I cannot believe they made a Jingle All the Way 2. I never seen it, and it's a standalone sequel. Went straight to DVD, I guess December 2014, and it was produced by WWE Studios, and the film has a similar plot to this one, but it's not connected. None of the original cast members or anything are in it, I guess, and it had Larry the Cable Guy. Wow, that's great. What? Come on, Larry the Cable Guy? Wow, what's he going to sit there in a Santa suit and say, "Get her done"? Shut the hell up. Anyway, great movie, guys. If I had to rate this out of 10, I'd give it like an 8. I'd give it an 8. I think that's fair. This has some special features here. Extended Director's Cut, of course, I already said that. The Making of a Hero, Super Kids, and Turbo Man Behind the Mask. Really, really cool. And like I said, this is a must watch during the holidays. And it's definitely one of my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger films, too. I definitely should do my top 10 Arnold Schwarzenegger films. That's actually changed, that list. But yeah, just a really fun movie. So, that's my review of Jingle All the Way. Let me know what you think in the comments of it. And did you like it? Did you hate it? I'll be back with more Christmas movies to review for you guys all the way up to December 25th. So I'll see you guys on day 2.